I gotta say, I'm just so impressed with Comic Book Girl 19. I'm like, seriously. Like, God, like, everything she's been doing has been great recently. And it's just her talking, but it's so fun to watch. And, like, she's really gotten better. Like, you can see her, as time goes on. I do miss how involved she was in the past. Like, some of her documentary stuff was kind of eye-opening, and I don't know if she approaches stuff with that same fervor that she used to. But it's still strongest. Still rocking it.
This episode's brought to you by Comic Girl 19.
Can you believe it? You made it. Welcome to the Investor Podcast, the show where we discuss the top 10 ways to kind of just get around, get around family engagements really easily, like ways to get out of them.
with the least amount of words as possible.
The least amount of words.
Yeah.
Big ones, big excuses you can use are my leg hurts. That's a big one you can get out of there. I have to poop.
And then you just leave.
You just write real quick.
Isn't that the worst when you have to poop at family engagement parties?
At engagement parties?
No, when you're
very specific.
Family parties. That's what I meant to say.
Family parties?
Yeah, like
yeah, it is kind of strange.
Thanksgiving, and then you go like your grandmother's house,
yeah,
and you have to poop.
Right, and you're like, can I do this? Can I desecrate there?
Like, and then you leave without saying anything, and then people asking where you are, and you hear them call like, "Hey, where are you?" And you're like,
he's in the bathroom.
And you hear someone, "He's in the bathroom."
Did he fall in?
That's the worst.
It's like, yes, I've drowned. I have fallen in. I'm dead now. Yeah, it's bad to speak ill of the dead. Speaking of that, one of the most embarrassing times I've had to use the bathroom were almost always at funerals. Like that
really?
That always happens to me. Always has to go during funerals, which sucks because funerals have the best food. Like wakes, like everyone comes out to play when it's it's because it's the only time you can be like, you know what, let's go all out.
One time I was in class and I started to feel it, and it came really fast, and I was like, but like class is almost over. I think I can hold out, right? This is as well as at school, and
high school or college?
College.
Okay, college.
Yeah, and so. The class ends, and I get up, and when I get up, I feel everything shift.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, this is not good. So I start but I'm like, I'm good. I'll get
back.
I don't want to use any public restrooms right now.
Good muscle control.
It was like rush hour, where like everybody's in class. It's like the 12 o'clock time where because people don't like 8s, people don't like late classes, so everybody's in class. So I didn't want to use a public, it's just my door closing. I didn't want to use a public restroom, so I was like, I'll go back to my dorm, but it's across campus, but 10-minute walk. So I'm walking, right? And
do you guys have underground tunnels?
We have one. It's a bridge. It's a bridge for a train. But anyway, so I'm walking back, right? And I'm feeling it. And like, I've never felt this uncomfortable in my entire life. I'm mumbling, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Right? I get in the elevator. I'm pushing the button as fast as I can. I'm hoping and praying that none of my roommates are in the bathroom, right? So I get in there, I do the card, I come in, I drop stuff in the hallway, and I still have my jacket on, my backpack. I get in the bed, I close the door as fast as I can. I'm like shaking to get my pants off. And as I sat down, right, this is disgusting, but I sit down, and literally it's just like a boom. And everything, just all of it.
That's beautiful.
It was incredible.
That's poetry.
And I was like, and luckily I was alone in the room, like no one heard it. It was just like...
That's amazing.
It was out of control. I've never felt anything like it. It was just all at once. And then that was it. I was like, okay.
That was impressive. Impressive.
But I sat on the toilet because I was exhausted. So I just sat there.
How long did it took you 10 minutes to walk from
one side of campus to my room, yeah.
Wow. Oh, were they on like the
other side of the campus, yeah.
Oh,
opposite sides, yeah. One side of my campus was living and the other side was class. So
what was the walk like? Was it like waddling or were you able to maintain
I was doing my best and not, yeah. It was pretty bad.
There's no run. It was a brisk walk.
Yeah.
Brick walk.
It was brisk, yeah.
A brick walk.
Oh.
That's
bubbling.
Well, I feel like it's a very human experience.
Yeah. Yeah, it was terrible. There's nothing worse than having to poop in the worst times. And like, luckily the class was over and I was able. Otherwise, I would have just.
They didn't have bathrooms in the thing in your. Building?
No, they did. But like I said, it was like rush hour. I didn't want to use a public bathroom. I was like, I can make it. Right. But at the point where I was like, I can make it, I could. But then, within the 10-minute walk, at the 8-minute mark, I could see my building. But that was when it was at the worst. And I was like, wow, this is bad.
Oh my God. Yeah. So there was like this level of things getting.
If there was a porta potty on the way, I would have just gone in there.
Right. Yeah. Because the momentum to
But the
dedicate
problem is that the way it works is if you have a card for a dorm, you can only get into your dorm. There was dorms on the way, but I couldn't get into them because I didn't have a card, and I couldn't stand and wait for someone to come in and then use their guest bathroom on the bottom floor or something like that.
Well, it's interesting.
And I lived on the top floor too. So
Did you take stairs or the elevator?
no, I took the elevator. I was smashing that button. I was hoping no one would get in.
But did you have to? I don't know when you go into your dorm office, but I remember the one time I did visit you. There was that person at the desk. Did you have to like sign in at the desk?
No, I don't. You don't have to sign in during the day. It was during the day. I
can't do this today.
And I didn't have to sign in because all I have to do is beat my card and walk by. So
no, that's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, it was during the day, so it was fine, and no one was in the room. Thank God, no one came as I was breathing heavily in the bathroom. It was bad. I'll never forget that. Anyway, we should probably move on.
What did you eat?
I don't know. I think it was. I've been having issues with dairy recently. And it's been really giving me like stomach issues.
I feel like people discover they're lactose intolerant halfway through.
And it's not like entirely. I can eat ice cream and milk, but like I think I didn't realize it, and I probably had some ice cream or yogurt or something. I don't remember, but yeah.
Keep going to those ice cream socials.
Too many socials. Too much socializing, man.
You want some ice cream?
That was quite an experience. All right, we're going to talk about Black Panther today. Oh, wait, we forgot to introduce who we are. What's your name?
Oh, I'm Connor Davidson.
Yeah.
And we got Terry Cornella.
There we go.
Thank you. Place.
I don't know if anybody cares, but...
Everybody cares. I care.
All right, we're going to talk about Black Panther today. We're going to have a weird...
Hey, shout out to Michael Cornella.
My brother?
Yeah. He probably listens to this.
Oh, yeah, that's true. He likes to. Yeah. He's in Vermont right now. New Hampshire? I don't know. Yeah.
Snap.
Yeah.
I think that's the cold place.
This is my brother we're talking about. If anybody else is listening, I don't know.
Michael Cornella.
Yeah. But we're going to have a weird episode. We're not going to do any... There's no news I care about. There's no trailers except for The Incredibles, but there's not much to talk about there. Well, let's talk about it right now. Ready? Mr. Incredible's in it. Elastigirl the animation looks better.
The woman who plays Violet, her name is Sarah Vowell, and she's an author.
She's got a weird voice.
Yeah.
And that's all there is. Okay, cool. Moving on. All right, so Black Panther.
Real talk.
This movie was weird for me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's start. This is going to be a spoiler review.
Yeah,
How's
spoilers.
that sound?
Spoilers.
Before the discussion, spoiler review, I really want to get into it because I want to know what you think because I have a lot of thoughts.
Oh, yeah.
And by a lot of thoughts, I mean I don't have a lot of thoughts, but that causes a lot of discussion. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you.
So, did you know the trailers did not excite me at all?
Right, that's true. The biggest complaint I remember hearing you say about that was that this technology of Wakanda invalidates Tony Stark's legacy. I think that was the big thing.
But that's just for me because I love Iron Man so much.
Right.
But yeah, you're right.
Did you notice the ending of this movie parallels the ending of the first Iron Man movie?
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of a nice bookend before Infinity War.
Yeah. All right, so anyway, all right. So it didn't excite me, the trailers. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to go on a limb right now and just say it. Yeah. This movie is not the best for me. I didn't care from the beginning, and I didn't care throughout the whole thing, and there were some scenes that were okay for me, but overall...
What was your favorite moment or scene?
Any scene that Claw was in. Andy Serkis's character was amazing, and I was so pumped.
Yeah.
He was fantastic. And then, as we said, spoilers, he dies before the third act. Not even the second.
Did you like him more in Ultron or in this movie?
I liked him in this movie. He was more tame in Ultron, but I feel like after he got his arm cut off, and he probably lost his mind a little bit. And he was so fun. He was such a good villain, and he was like the Joker. It was great.
What did you like about him the most, about his villain?
I smiled the whole time.
He was fun to see on screen.
He was fun to see on screen, and he was terrifying.
Is that because he's like a fan favorite of ours? Like, for instance, he's like Snoke and Gollum and all that stuff, and so it's like... I
don't know. I mean, I love Andy Serkis.
Strong feelings.
I love Andy Serkis, and I think also part of it.
We're circus freaks.
Is seeing him not mocap.
Oh,
seeing him actually act. I mean, obviously he acted before, but really like.
Yeah, watch out when the studios is going to come after you.
It looked like he was
actually acting. Have you not seen Planet of the Apes?
I have actually, and I thought I don't like the character of Caesar in Planet of the Apes.
You don't like Caesar?
No, he's boring. He doesn't do anything. And that I felt the same way about Caesar as I did as for T'Challa in this movie.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right.
I think he was the weakest character in this movie.
Do you think he's too cool and collected? And
he's boring. I think the reason why he's boring. All right, let's talk about T'Challa. Let's just do all the characters. We're going to talk about Black Panther first.
Well, did you like him more in Civil War?
Yeah, I liked him more in Civil War.
Interesting.
Because he was very...
He was on a quest for vengeance.
He was on a quest. His arc was completed in that movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it looked like...
his life.
Yeah, it looked like he reverted into something that he wasn't before.
Oh, that's interesting.
In this movie.
I never thought about that.
He was not... In Civil War, he was very... what's the word?
He's regal.
Regal.
Yeah.
He was very respected. He was on top of things.
Yeah.
Like, he was out for vengeance, but he was on top of it. And then he realized that revenge was not what he needed in his life. And he's like, I'm not going to let it consume me. And then in this movie, he comes back. He kind of wants revenge. And he becomes extremely arrogant, kind of childish. It just...
He disappears from the movie. There's a point in the movie where it kind of felt like, for me, because I really loved Michael B. Jordan's performance, it felt like a much lower stakes version of what happened in The Dark Knight, where Heath Ledger's just like so much more fun to watch. Like, Michael B. Jordan was so much more fun to watch than T'Challa, where he's too cool and he's too serene that he disappears from this whole movie. When he gets thrown off the waterfall, he's gone for like 40 minutes from his own movie. The movie's called Black Panther.
I don't even think it was 40 minutes, but yeah, and the worst part is that, like, I didn't really care. Because part of me knew, because I knew he was coming back, obviously.
Well, there was no moment where I was like, oh, this is like... There was no moment that made... The problem with this movie compared to... The director Ryan Coogler made Creed.
Right, which I have to see.
It's so good.
I know that's
it's so good.
Yeah.
And that movie, it's like that...
Did this feel like a Ryan Coogler movie to you? Because I've been hearing it's not at all.
Only the second half, and very, very rarely. And that's the part I liked the most, was Michael B. Jordan's character. The problem of his character. The problem of his character is that he is like this... He's almost Shakespearean in the way of his birth has been taken from him. His birthright as a prince and his heritage as a Wakandan has been stolen from him, and he's trying to get it back. You know, he's trying to connect. His dad was taken. He has nothing left, and it's so funny because, like, the idea of vengeance in Civil War, he echoes that perfectly in this movie, I think, and that.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's what Creed is about. Sort of.
I really wanted vengeance. Then Black Panther, T'Challa, should have used the wisdom he learned. I feel like that character in Civil War was not present in this movie at all.
Yeah,
I had a huge problem with that. And I did not like his suit as much. I had a huge issue with the suit.
As cool as the idea of the kinetic energy burst was, it looked strange.
And there was that moment at the end where all those people charged at him, and I was like, it's not nighttime. We're going to be able to see him actually fight all these guys at once.
I like the way you said nighttime. Not nighttime.
No, right, though? Because that first scene, if you watch the trailer when he fights all those guys at night, it's so much darker in the movie than it is in the movie.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't see what was happening. I was like, they put a day for night filter on.
Then when he fights in the club, it's very shaky. Couldn't really see what he was doing. And then when he's chasing the SUVs, it's just CGI. It doesn't feel real. And then that scene at the end, I mean, the scene when he fights without the armor is kind of cool. There's some good choreography. On the waterfall. But,
I like that.
So all these guys charge at him. And he's like, all right, bring it on. His claws come out.
And you're like...
And then he just blows them all away without moving. And I was like, that is so boring. That's not what Black Panther is. I wanted to see him do awesome moves.
Yeah. You wanted the Daredevil thing, where it's like he's taking on a bunch of people at once.
Yeah, and like he gets...
Hallway scene. Yeah. Can we get a hallway scene, please?
Well, even that, I wanted, like, you know how Captain America fights people?
Oh my god, the elevator would, oh my god.
Or the elevator, I was thinking just on the beginning on the boat.
Kicking people? Oh my god, it's so good.
I wanted to see Black Panther do things like that.
I remember just the oh shit moment of him, like, running down and then pushing people with the shield.
No, it's that moment when he runs and he does that one kick and the guy goes flying, hits the railing and flips over, and it's like terrible.
And you're like...
he just killed a guy.
He's dead.
But anyway, I wanted that moment.
Captain America's awesome now.
There's so much potential. Yeah, exactly. There's so much potential for Black Panther to be that. And I felt that in the club scene. I have a lot to say. I'm sorry.
No, it makes sense. Because
I felt that in the club scene when they were walking around and it was kind of like spy thriller. I was like, this is going to be like... This has potential to be a Winter Soldier movie.
Yeah.
Because Killmonger could have been like an awesome battle, and there wasn't any of that.
Yeah. And the thing I love, I love like English history, right? So I'm obsessed with the idea of like monarchies and the systems of power that thrones create. That like it's Shakespeare. It's Richard III. It's like everybody vying for the throne. I love those dynamics, and it's like they didn't go in on it. They didn't do that.
And I just want to preface this real quick before we continue because we're going to get really into it. I don't care that this is the most important movie ever.
Right.
None of that matters to me.
You just want a
Whatever.
good movie.
You want to be excited about it for what it is, fine. I don't care. For me,
Well,
it's a Marvel movie, and I want to see how much it fits up to all the other stuff. And it's not just a Marvel movie, it's a movie.
Well, I think that's an
That's the way I'm looking at it.
interesting dynamic that we don't have to talk about this today, but I do think it's interesting. It's like, does the cultural importance of a movie have as valid a place in the criticism of the film as the film itself? I think that's an interesting question.
It's a lot like Wonder Woman.
It's a lot like Wonder Woman, right?
Yeah.
Which is a very competent, fun movie.
Yeah, but it's not the best movie of all time.
Of course.
I actually, weirdly enough, I might enjoy Wonder Woman a little bit more.
A little bit more than Black Panther.
Because Wonder Woman's a more interesting character to me. I cared about her more than I cared about T'Challa. All right, so let's talk about more characters. We can talk about...
We'll skew that debate.
We can talk about Killgrave. No, Killmonger.
Killgrave.
I wish it was Killgrave.
I love Killgrave.
Okay, so you loved Killmonger because you loved Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, he's so good. I
was disappointed. I thought his performance was good, but I didn't think his character was very strong.
Well, the character, what it was for me was a twist. He was in the show The Wire when he was really young. He was like really young when he was in that show, which is one of the big TV shows everybody talks about. It's really cool. But he was in that show, and the thing about The Wire is like you get to see all these people who are living. They're essentially like bottom rung of society in Baltimore, right? And you see like what economic power they try to create in that system.
So is it kind of like you saw him growing up in The Wire?
Yeah,
like it's the same character.
You kind of see him growing up, and so it's almost like that ideal of that character of like somebody who came from like this really impoverished background who had really nothing, who in their rage kind of bringing them to this new place. Like I love that moment when he's like, who are you? And he's like, I am the son of so and so. I forgot the names because they're speaking Wakandan. I don't know Wakandan, but that was a really cool moment just because I love that it's the continuation, and he got it. The thing I love about the character is the line where he. At the end, when he's talking to T'Challa, and he's like, I'm just like a kid from Oakland who grew up believing in fairy tales, and that's the big twist of that character. Is like the harsh reality of growing up with no power, and then the mysticism and the magic of fairy tales, and those two kind of creating this angry young man.
Here's the problem with that.
So interesting.
For me, is that yes, that's interesting. I don't think it was explored as good as it could have been.
That's true. That's true. They didn't give him enough time to breathe.
Yeah, it just.
I can't believe they killed Claw because I thought they were going to be like.
Buddy,
best friend,
they were going to be
villains.
Like, yeah, exactly.
I was so excited for that.
And I wanted Claw to be like, I don't know. Watching him, I was like, he has so much potential to be a great villain in the MCU that isn't a big baddie.
Yeah.
That isn't just I want to destroy everything.
Yeah, he was kind of fun.
He was a blast because he had his own. He doesn't care about destroying things. He just wants to get rich. He's a petty villain. I would love to see him go up against Iron Man.
Oh, my
I would love to see him go up against Spider-Man. Like he's a great villain. I want him just to show up places. I want him to be the MCU's version of the Scarecrow in the Batman trilogy.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Only do more.
Yeah, not just be a cameo.
Yeah, but like actually do stuff.
Yeah. He's kind of like a wild card.
Yeah, but like it's just I felt like he was wasted because I had a blast every time. And as soon as he died, you probably heard me go, oh.
Oh yeah, I think I did. Yeah.
Because I was sitting in front of you. I was like, oh man, what?
I was too busy eating my M&M and fruit.
So
gummies.
I
I like that taste. I like that texture. Have you tried that?
I had some M&Ms in here earlier. I don't know what they want. I think my dad took them.
He's mine now.
It's okay, I don't want them anyway. All right, so who else is there? So the character of Michonne from The Walking Dead, his bodyguard.
Oh, is that her?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know that was her.
I think she was one of my favorite characters. The spear.
She was good. She was
really awesome. So there's that scene in the club where T'Challa's fighting people and I can't see what's happening.
Yes.
And then it cuts to her fighting people and the camera is smooth and it's not moving and she's doing some really awesome moves. Did you notice that?
Do you think that's because they shot that on a second tier? Like because she's raised up on that other platform, they have more of a... They're more restricted, so they
I don't
have
know.
to
It
be
just felt
smooth?
like there was two directors.
Oh shit! Was this some second unit? Is this some
Yeah,
second unit?
And then there's that moment. All right, so then there's that moment. I had issues a lot with a lot of the action in this movie. Mm-hmm. There's a moment in that scene right after she fights, and it's easier to see a second time, but where she jumps off the balcony.
Oh, right.
And it's this weird cut where you see her do the jump, the actress, and then it goes behind a pillar, and then you see like a fake version of her jump and like float down.
Really?
Yeah, it was really bad.
Oh, that's strange. I had problems with that dress. It felt a little too flowy, and I was like, that's got to be how rough to fight him. It's too flowy. Yeah. Did you notice when she threw her wig, the wig made a punch sound effect?
Did it really?
Yeah, did you hear that?
Oh god. Well, that's what I'm saying. There was some really just like what the heck,
Some
like
wonky stuff.
When they were in the car, her and the other girl, Lupita and whatever her.
Lupita Nyong'o.
Yeah. So when they were in that car and Claw blows it up.
Oh yeah.
That looked terrible when she does that weird flip, and then she just shows up on the seat. It was the most cliche thing. I was like, is this where we're at right now?
It was kind of cute, but it was like this movie is not a good special effects movie.
No,
it's really rough.
I watched a review on it earlier today, and they showed a clip from them at the end fighting on the train, and it looks. I had to go back. I was like, no way, that's real. Like it was as bad as I thought it was.
Did you see the Red Letter Media review of it?
No.
Oh, it's pretty good. It's interesting.
I can't remember what review I watched.
You saw the YMS Quickie?
Yes. Mr. Sunday Movies did. Oh, it was Mr. Sunday Movie. He did a Easter eggs, things missed,
Ooh.
and then he showed us that scene real quick, and I was like, that looks so bad. It looks terrible. That was terrible. The CGI in that movie is just, I don't know.
Daredevil. I love the idea of the fight scene, the maglev trains, but I don't think they used it.
They didn't. Yeah, it didn't even do anything.
Because I was gonna be like, oh my god, magnet train, like this finale's they're gonna be fighting on the magnet train.
No, they fought around it, and every time the train came, they were on opposite sides. They looked.
They were just standing there.
It was like moments for them to talk.
Yeah.
And it removed their mask because
which is like
Batman
Batman talked to Ra's al Ghul in Batman Begins.
Yeah, he talked to Bane when he fought. Some really corny conversations, but I mean, come on.
I was born in the shadows.
No, I've come to stop you. That's the worst line.
What? Is that real?
Yeah. He's like, come to die with your city. And then Batman's like, no, I've come to stop you. It's like...
What?
Yeah, obviously. Okay. I know. Bane's just trying to be a jerk.
No, I'm here. I get it.
So Spear Lady, I think that
she was cool.
The guard women were cool.
I didn't feel any chemistry between Lupita Nyong'o and T'Challa.
Not at all.
I was like,
not at all.
I was like, at first scene, I was like, are they brother and sister? Then I was like, and then they kissed at the end. And I was like, oh,
not at all.
They're not brother and sister.
I didn't understand who her character was, why she was important.
Yeah, I didn't. And they keep talking about how she's a great spy, and she didn't really do any spying.
She didn't do any spying. At the end, she's a really good fighter. Then why didn't she help fight in that scene in the beginning? She was saved. I'm doing air quotes, saved.
Yeah, I didn't understand what was happening. I more like Black Panther's actual sister, who was like the tech.
I loved her too. She had some of the cringiest moments and lines in the entire movie. What are those?
It was like, oh god. I was like, this is gonna be real rough. People are not gonna be excited by this line.
No, that was terrible. What was that?
Yeah.
What was that?
I wonder who put that in there.
That hurt me.
Like, was there somebody at Marvel who was like...
Like, the second unit director is like a 50-year-old woman. She's like, hey, I know that...
What are those?
I don't know, 50. I would say 80-year-old.
80-year-old.
Yeah, I meant to say 80. 50's not that old. 80-year-old woman who's like just getting... Who sends
my shot?
Who sends what are those memes to their grandchildren? Or, you know what I mean? Like on Facebook.
I can just imagine the executive who pitched that in a meeting just kind of like... going into a cocoon and being like, I'm going to work for DC now, everybody.
Like, I wonder what that was, because we saw it at a private showing. I wonder what that was like in like a full theater.
I think people are saying that the air is kind of sucked out, like it's a very visible cringe.
Yeah, and
there should be a laugh.
It felt like it lasted so long.
Yeah, it did. It was kind of stretched out.
Yeah, she's like, what? And I was like, ah. Oh my god, it was terrible.
Who knew? I can't imagine thinking in the future, like being like, I'm predicting fate. Imagine Marvel Studios just starts. Their Iron Man's about to come out. It's 2008. They just got that huge loan from Merrill Lynch that set everything off. Do you know that? They took out a huge loan for these movies.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Of course they did.
And they made it back, of course. Yeah. But it was right at the time of the financial crisis, so it's like, whoa, that's a big gamble.
Yeah.
and you just imagine being like, I predict in 10 years somebody's going to have a meme joke in a movie and it's going to fall flat on its face. Like, just thinking about that.
Well, the fact that meme was relevant almost over 2 years ago.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So anyway, let's talk about the sister's character. Besides that,
she was cool.
I thought she was a lot of fun.
The problem with her is that she's really fun. She didn't really have room to shine because it didn't feel like I didn't get to see her genius, you know?
It felt like stuff that someone else made that she just gives to him.
And that's the problem, is Vibranium, the versatility of Vibranium kind of takes away from her unique genius.
Did vibranium to you
can
seem
do
like just
anything.
like Ex Machina vibranium?
it can do anything.
It can be used for anything.
It can heal you. It can do
It
whatever
can fix
you
your
want.
spine.
Yeah. And I was...
It turns into Black Panther. It can be water. It can be rubber. It can be a plant. It can be armor. It
Why
can be a
did
car.
Howard Stark just make like a disc? Like, I don't understand.
Well, I mean, there is that line in Ultron where Ultron's like the most malleable metal in the world, and they used it to make a frisbee.
Oh, wow. I forgot about that one.
Which I like that line.
Yeah, because it's
But
foreboding.
it worked better when we didn't know that vibranium can be used for everything.
You want a flying car? Vibranium!
It's like, what do you... It's like, okay, then make Tony Stark's Iron Man suit out of vibranium. He'll be fine. It's like, what do we do? Like, no one can die now.
No one can die now.
Unless Thanos takes all the vibranium and gets rid of it.
Ooh,
Someone dies, they'll just heal.
Spoilers for Infinity War.
No, right, though?
Oh, is that why?
He's in Wakanda?
Yeah.
I thought it was the Soul Gem, but there was no Soul Gem in this movie.
Yeah, that was the biggest kind of disappointment for me. Is like I wanted a Thanos scene. I wanted a Soul Gem.
So in the beginning, for me, because I'm so excited for Infinity War, and I'm so pumped for just the
and every
idea
movie has
of it.
led into the next one.
Right, and not even that. It's just that I was thinking, why does this movie matter?
Right. In the
Please
grand
make
scheme.
it matter in the grand scheme, and it did not
Grand
matter.
scheme.
Grand scheme. In the grand scheme, it did not matter at all.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I can't point
Black
to anything
Panther,
concrete.
the character of T'Challa went from one place to the other in Civil War. He went backwards in this movie and ended up back in the same place. The only thing of significance is that they told the world about Wakanda.
Yeah, that's it.
But that could have happened as a side note
Yeah.
anywhere else.
That's insane. That's insane to think about.
Yeah. This is what I'm. That's what I'm saying. That's why I have issues with this movie.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the
No,
best movie
I
ever.
get you. I get you.
I could have been better. And I was just. I don't know.
And it was the last movie before Infinity War, so you're hoping for like this crescendo
I
of
was
like finally.
I wanted another feeling of Winter Soldier, Civil War, something like
something
mind blowing.
intense.
Like wow. I went back and watched Civil War after this movie.
Yeah, this is a tight.
And
it's a tight
all
movie.
I did really,
It's on Netflix right
I didn't
now.
watch all of it. Yeah, I skip around. But what I did really is I watched the scene between Tony and Steve in that room where they're talking about with the pens.
Yeah, with the Lend-Lease deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good.
Unbelievable.
Amazing scene work.
None of that. I didn't feel any of that. Like that scene alone is probably about 10 minutes long in the whole movie, and I could watch that scene over and over and over and over and over.
So the Black Panther was missing some character work.
Yeah, I didn't care about T'Challa. I don't even know anybody's name.
Yeah. I felt that's why I like the Michael B. Jordan scenes, because those were the only scenes where they were doing scene work. That's it.
Yeah, and even then, I mean, like for me, I didn't really care about his character that much.
I like the dude, the guy who's in the tribe that
gorilla
rejects.
guy?
Yeah, he's cool. He was kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, he was alright. Oh, he also had a really cringy moment when he was like, "I'm a vegetarian. We're vegetarians," or something.
Oh, you didn't like that? I got a
It
chuckle.
was like okay, it felt out of place.
I was curious about them because I was like, so the mythology of their group is that they went up into the mountains and they rejected the technology of the vibranium, I think, but they still got to stay in Wakanda because I didn't see any futuristic technology in their part.
But I mean those mountains and like the stuff they had in those mountains were
It's pretty intense.
excessive. Yeah. All right. So what other characters are there?
I can't really think.
Ross was in it. Not Ross.
Martin Freeman.
Martin Freeman. Is
He
that
was-
his name?
yeah.
Everett Ross.
Yeah, I like.
He was great.
Yeah,
I liked him a lot.
I feel bad because I feel like he was underused, sort of, just because after having watched stuff like him in Fargo, the first season.
Oh,
of Fargo,
like as an actor, yeah.
it's insane.
Yeah.
His performance in that show is insane.
He's really
it's
good.
like
It was very like, why is he here? And that South Korea scene.
oh yeah. It's very strange.
I was like, what are you doing here?
I like
What
how
are the
they-
chances of him being there? But I liked him in it. I liked him flying that jet.
Yeah. Martin Freeman is the master of the understated reaction, where he just does the eyebrows of. He tilts his head a little bit.
Right. But I did like the aspect of where she's like, I modeled it after one of your jets. So he was able to sit in and fly it.
Yeah.
No, he used to be a fighter jet pilot.
Right. Wait, is the Quinjet X-Men?
No, Quinjet is Avengers, but he didn't fly that. Remember? So do you know what I'm talking about? They mentioned that he used to be a fighter jet pilot.
Right. And they didn't mention that in Civil War, so it's more of a newer detail.
Yeah, which is cool. I like that. But then when she was like, "You need to fly the plane," I modeled it. She was prepared for that.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a cool idea. And then he sat in it, and he flew it right away. That was a cool moment. I liked that. Except for it felt like he never got anywhere with it.
Yeah, that's true.
How long was he flying for? What did you think about CGI rhinos?
Oh, I thought it was clunky. I didn't hate it, but I was just like
It felt like it was cool, armored rhinos.
yeah.
But it also felt like a moment where we were supposed to go, oh
yeah. It didn't have the impact.
And
that
I was like,
imagined.
oh.
It was just like okay. I was like, oh, remember when they set these up in the opening?
Yeah.
Okay.
He takes it down. I did watch a video today, Mr. Sunday Movies video. Do you ever watch his videos?
I don't think I have.
They're amazing.
I don't see them on my. Usually, how I get new people is it's like you
Look him up.
This.
I think you're gonna love him.
You're gonna like him. All right.
He is so funny.
Gotta give him a shot.
He's really good. Well, maybe we'll watch one later. I'll show you the Black Panther one later. But he mentioned that him taking down the rhino the way he did is right out of the comics.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he does it. He takes it down, grabs it by the horn, drags it.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah. What did you think about the suits forming around people?
It's
terrible.
It's kind of lazy. I get functionally because you can't, if you're in the middle of a battle, you can't be like, you can't pull a Daredevil and be like, hold on, let me put on my suit.
Yeah.
I forgot how they did it in Civil War. He just always wearing that underneath his tie?
No, well, there's a moment. He doesn't have it at the UN, and then the next time you see him,
You got the ring. Was it in the ring?
no, next time you see him, he obviously went back and changed, and then found Bucky.
Right. Oh yeah. Which is, how does he get around too in broad daylight?
Guess he doesn't care.
He
Just runs on the top of the buildings. He's a superhero. He was so cool in Civil War.
I know.
It didn't
He was
feel like the
awesome.
same character.
Yeah.
The suit looked awesome in Civil War.
I guess it's more credit to the Russos being able to keep these characters to life, which is good news for Infinity War, hopefully.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just something about. It didn't feel like the same Black Panther to me.
You know what? It's kind of the opposite of what happened with Justice League, with Wonder Woman, where you're like really fun in her own movie, but not
Used well in
Justice League.
the team up.
It's almost like a reverse.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. Yeah.
It's kind of like the Hulk. Great when he's with everyone.
Yeah.
Terrible when he's alone. Although we haven't seen, that's Hulk.
True.
We haven't seen Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah. He's good at Thor, Ragnarok.
He's good at Thor, right? Yeah. But we haven't seen the Hulk, this version of him. But whatever.
I feel like Phase 3 has been kind of underwhelming for me. I think Phase 2 gave me a lot more strong feelings.
Well, isn't Civil War Phase 2? Phase 3?
Oh, you're right.
Civil War is Phase 3, yeah.
Okay.
Civil War was great.
I guess I just love
Homecoming was really good.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about.
You loved Guardians 2.
I love... Oh, my God. What am I saying?
Doctor Strange was
Doctor Strange.
Ragnarok was a lot of fun. I don't know if you... I loved it.
It was fun.
Yeah,
it was
great.
way better than Doctor Strange. Definitely concede that point.
Phase 3's been pretty good.
Yeah, you're right. I'm being crazy. Connor, you crazy for
But
this
I think a part of it is that the effect has worn off a little bit, and I've definitely felt that.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling it again for Infinity War. I'm feeling that giddiness.
Infinity
that I
War
felt
is
for
the
the first
promise
Avengers.
of Iron Man. It's everything we've been working towards. The royal we. It's everything that fans have been excited for
in the new
years.
10
years.
Speaking of Iron Man and Infinity War, you see that his armor in Iron Man kind of forms around him. Mm-hmm. Did you see that in the trailer?
Oh, no, I think maybe. I'm not sure.
Well, it's a quick moment where he's taking off his glasses and you see it forming around him.
Oh, right.
I'm wondering if that's Wakanda technology.
Ooh, interesting.
Because now that they're
good-
kind of like, hey,
good
we want
point.
to share our wealth with the world, maybe Iron Man was like, yo, I'll take some.
I'll take some. Can I get a piece?
Which I hate. I hate that his arm is forming around him like that. I was hoping they would never end up doing that because I like.
Well, isn't that in Iron Man
practicality.
3 and the Extremists as he calls it to him?
That's fine. I'm okay with that. But this is like on a molecular level where it like appears around him.
Interesting.
I'm like, that's not
Interesting.
Iron Man. And they'll make it work probably, but I don't think I'm going to like
rough.
it very much. My favorite suit is...
Was it the Mark 42 or something?
No. Mark 7.
Mark 7.
That's from the first Avengers at the very end.
Oh,
I love that one. I love the one with the triangle chest piece too.
Oh, you like
In the first Avengers, yeah.
Oh,
It just feels, it's bulky and it's big and it looks powerful and it looks real and it's just...
Yeah.
This is me nerding out, but there's a moment in the first Avengers when they fight in the forest, and Iron Man is like on the ground after they do the big explosion, and he's getting up, and you see the triangle, but you can see inside of it, and you can see the circle inside of it.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's an awesome moment. You see the arc reactor inside of the triangle.
I love that moment.
It's like,
from Avengers.
what an
That's
awesome
cool.
detail.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's real or not, if it's CGI, but it's a great detail.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, and I like his new suit from that one. Age of Ultron didn't have any. The one from Age of Ultron was okay, but the one at the end, I have a real big thing with Iron Man suits, and the one at the end didn't feel like it didn't have any character development.
I've never really noticed them being super different. I don't think I've.
I like the one from Civil War. That was good. But I think my favorite, besides the one is the one from Spider-Man.
Right. Oh yeah.
With the silver.
That was really cool.
I would love to see that one in like action.
Well, it reminded me of the one when he was testing out. There was that silver one. Right?
Well, there's one in the Ultimate comic books.
I'm OG. I like the cave Iron Man.
Bulky. Do you know the Ultimate series, Ultimate Avengers, Ultimate Iron Man? That's the Ultimate Iron Man suit. It's the orange and yellow, and then with the silver bottom and legs.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
It was really cool. It's a cool little nod.
Do you remember? I don't know how far you read. I think I read to volume 2 in that series, and there's a part where there's this huge bomb that's going to blow up the.
Which series is it? The Ultimate.
In the
series?
Ultimates, just the first.
Oh
issue
yeah, I read a few of them. I just don't remember. I read all the Spider-Man Ultimates and a couple of the X-Men Ultimates.
You did Spider-Man.
Yeah,
interesting. But in the Ultimates, there's this giant bomb that's going to destroy the Milky Way galaxy. It's like a galaxy bomb, and classic comic books, and Thor, like the whole up to this point, everybody thinks Thor's just crazy. He's not a real god. He's just like a mutant that thinks he's a god, right? He's just schizophrenic. And Thor is like, they're like, we got to get rid of this bomb. And Thor's like, let me do it. And he comes down and he transports it, and everyone's like freaking out. They're like, wait, you just transported it somewhere else. That doesn't help. And he's like, nope, I transported it to the ninth realm with the dragon Yamanjanda, and so something like that, something crazy. And everyone thinks he's like they're gonna die, and then they don't. And like there's this little shot of Thor winking, being like.
What the heck?
Yeah, just cute little Thor moment.
Let's get back to Black Panther.
Back to Black.
What did you think of Wakanda?
I kind of liked it. My favorite Wakanda thing was the inside of the Vibranium Mountain was kind of a fun set, and I liked. I loved the opening of the movie, the storybook sand thing. That was the most interesting Wakanda-related stuff.
Oh, what did you think about the weird sand holograms? The vibranium sand holograms.
Oh, that was weird.
Those were... I laughed. I was like, ugh, when she showed up.
It felt weird. I was like, can you not see other people... Like if it looks like it just shows one person,
and it comes out of their weird bead bracelets. It's just like technology. Like that's what I've always said. I like that in Iron Man for the most part because he's the most technologically advanced so far. And even in the Thor universe and all that stuff and Guardians, the technology is grounded and it makes sense.
Right? Yeah. This
stuff is just like what the heck?
It's
is
magic.
Looking at? Yeah,
it's magic.
It's basically magic, but it's not supposed to be.
Yeah,
it's too far.
They didn't. I don't think they set up the versatility of vibranium enough. They didn't do enough work to set up that idea, and I think it's the Doctor Strange problem, right? Because it's like if you're in the Marvel universe and you're trying to talk about something magical, how do you set it up? Like for instance, I personally did not think that Doctor Strange did enough work setting up how magic works. It's just like
it just
sparks.
It did it and nothing. Yeah, everything they did.
Do a circle, spark, and you go. Mirrors. Dark dimension. Watch out for those eyes.
Right, you make a good point. There's no differentiating between spells.
Yeah. It's like...
Yeah, what difference does it make?
Yeah.
He just puts his hands up and those things appear.
Remember when they tried to connect the cosmic cube's energy to the arc reactor? Remember that? Remember when that happened?
What?
So Tony makes the arc reactor in the first movie, and then he powers his chest, and then in the second movie, he gets the little crossword puzzle, and to cure it, he has to discover a new element that his dad left in the map, right? And the new element powers his suit, and there's some theories that new element is the same type of power that fuels the cosmic cube, and so they're trying to make that connection on that level.
Oh, and that's why the spear didn't work on him or something like that.
Maybe, yeah. That might be.
I just like they did it, having that thing in his chest, just walking it.
I like that. I like that too.
It's just a lot simpler. Yeah, I've heard that before.
And then they tried to do that with the cube, like to show that Loki's spear was Infinity Stone and the cube was Infinity Stone, because that guy tried to be like, you can't protect against yourself. Remember that?
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you talking about? Wait.
You're pushing it too far.
This is a very lazy analogy. We paid the screenwriter $1 million. You can't protect against yourself.
Is that your Selvig impression?
Yeah, it sounds Spanish.
Yeah.
My name is Inigo Montoya.
I'm trying to think. All right, so what else in this movie can we talk about here?
Let me see. We can talk about the.
I'm trying to remember what else happens.
It's very short. He goes to Wakanda. He leaves Wakanda for a mission. He comes back. Michael Jordan comes back. He gets kicked out. Fights Michael B. Jordan, and then everybody's leaving, and then he comes back and he fights. It's very not.
Did you think the story was predictable?
Was it predictable?
I did, except for the death of Claw.
Right.
It's the only thing that really brought me to surprise, and it was more of like a disappointing. I can't believe they did that.
That they just shot him.
Yeah.
I guess you're the only major story thing that really excited me was the Michael B. Jordan thing. That's really it. Everything.
See, I just thought it was.
Wasn't it weird when people like?
Yeah,
did
the
lip thing.
Yeah, the glowing lips. Is that always glowing? Like at night when it's dark and they open their mouth, is there like a purple glow coming out?
I didn't think about that. Was weird. That's kind of weird.
What causes? Is that vibranium? It's not magic. They don't do magic there. What is that?
It's history. It's because they drink the leaf juice. Maybe I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. It's like so much
about.
was unexplained. They're just like, what is going on here?
World building.
I thought there was no magic in this place because that's what his little sister kept talking about. It's like, it's not magic, it's science. It's just.
Do you ever notice it's weird how like the young Black Panther's dad when he's young doesn't look how he looks when he's old? Do you notice how that's kind of weird?
Apparently that was played by the old version of Black Panther, the father, T'Chaka. His real life son played him.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So you're wrong.
I'm wrong.
Shut up and get out of here.
Shut up and get out of here.
I thought the kid who played... did you notice it? The kid who played young Forrest Whitaker, he did the lazy eye.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
When you find out, he was doing like the weird, Forrest Whitaker lazy eye. Okay, Forrest Whitaker's character, who God named what his name was, that sacrifice was like so cliche.
Yeah.
And then Killmonger was like, I'll kill you too, old man. I was like, Did you not feel like really cringy at that moment?
It did. I mean, all that.
Did he yell old man? I think he did.
Yeah.
Or grandpa? I think he called him grandpa. Grampy? I'll kill you too, Grampy. And stabbed him. I was like, yeah, okay. What?
It was lackluster. I felt bad because I was so excited to see the intricacy of like the African nuance and mythology and to the symbolism and the culture, and I was so excited to get a taste, and then it just was kind of run of the mill. Nothing really different. It's like...
Yeah, it was like The Lion King.
Yeah, it was like The Lion King. And I was like, okay. It literally was of like him throwing him off the ledge. Long live the king.
Yeah. It was the whole movie. And then he comes back and beats him and then wins. Like, that's... Same thing. It's The Lion King. It's not groundbreaking.
Maybe that's a motif in our African mythology. I don't know.
Yeah, Shakespeare's. That makes total sense.
Ooh, that's interesting. Is that why they made Lion King Hamlet? Because there's this correlation? I don't know.
Shouldn't you know this stuff?
No, I know I should. I don't.
So yeah, I don't know. Lackluster movie for me. I don't. It's definitely not up there. I thought you really, really enjoyed it after we watched it.
I know I had fun. The problem is I've had time to think about it.
Yeah.
So
I felt the same way since the beginning.
Yeah.
Just as soon as it ended, I was like, okay.
And you're like, meh.
And I'm not saying I didn't like. Like you said.
I loved that outfit that you had on at the. I don't know what it was, but it's a combination of the jacket, the shirt. I don't know. It looked good, man. It was a good look.
My way to work.
That was one of the highlights of the night.
What I was
Black
wearing.
Panther's costume, Terry's costume. It looked good.
It looked good. Much better than Black Panther's costume. Take notes. T'Challa. But like I said, the trailer didn't excite me. Mm-hmm. And so I didn't go into this movie hoping it was bad. Because the Ant-Man trailer didn't excite me. Was it better
than the trailer set it up to be? Did you have more fun than the trailer... than your feelings for the trailer, or was it about the same?
It was about the same.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Which is kind of, like, the trailers were like, okay.
I thought they were going to use that Run the Jewel song, and I really love that song.
I thought the soundtrack was pretty cool, except for until I watched a video where it pointed out that it's like basically one note difference from one of the soundtracks from Interstellar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the sad theme, but the drum stuff was really cool. I really appreciated that.
I like Killmonger's theme was cool.
Yeah, there's some cool music.
My favorite part is that shot where it's like the upside down shot of him walking towards the throne, and you hear his weird theme, and I was like,
yeah, there was some cool.
Yeah, look at that.
But like, I didn't understand. Okay, I didn't understand the whole premise of I challenge you, and everyone's like, you have to do it. It's the rule.
Right.
And then when he loses, they're like, we have to overthrow him. We have to break all of our rules. It's like forget all the past, like all our traditions that we follow to a T. Let's just, you know what I mean?
That's kind of a good point.
What?
Well, I think the argument can be made that that's kind of the theme of the film. The idea of what Wakanda traditionally has separated themselves from the world. And so to break from that tradition, to break from this long line of how we've done things, that's kind of why Michael B. Jordan burnt the flowers. It's like we're doing a new thing. We're trying to build a new world. And so they both wanted to break from tradition in that sense.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that theme was perfectly articulated.
Speaking of the burning of the flowers, that felt like a moment, a Shane Black moment of blowing up all Tony suits.
Oh yeah, it was kind of weird. It's like, why?
It's like, oh, okay, now whoever
this
takes
gesture is meaningless, and you're dumb.
And now it's going to cause issues for whatever future Black Panther movie.
But it's a cool visual.
Yeah, right. Like it's
visual.
just like, why did you do that? Because they'll just, I guess the next screenwriter is going to have to be like, they made more flowers.
They made more flowers.
It's like, you know what I mean?
Because the problem is, again, they didn't explain how vibranium interacts with the environment. So it's like, did the flowers form as a consequence of vibranium? Or, because if you have vibranium, maybe you can make more flowers.
Will more flowers just grow?
Yeah, I don't know.
So why would he burn them if they're just going to grow again?
Yeah.
Burn it all.
Burn it all. I love your line delivery. Makes no sense.
And like that, and then there's that moment where he grabs the lady.
He was swole.
Yeah, he's huge. But he grabs the lady by the neck, and I was like, wow, that's not cliche villain.
Oh, when does he do that?
When she's like, you can't burn these flowers. He's like, because I'm strong now.
Yeah, that's true. What is he said something to her. I forget what he said, but he's
Something
like
super corny.
He's like, shut up. It was cool. I like him. I know
you really like
in that movie. Everyone was so like understated and quiet. So to have someone being like, I'm chewing up the scenery, I was like, yes.
Well, that's why I liked. That's why I liked Claw. I thought Claw was very exciting.
Claw was his.
All right, so I didn't like Killmonger that much in this movie. I did love him in the museum scene. I thought he was
great.
He was menacing in that scene, and then I feel like the menacing.
I love his glasses.
Just went away.
Yeah, that's true. All right, I'll give you that.
I was like, "Ooh, this guy's like the way he's talking to this woman's like really like." Hey,
I loved his like his history with the objects. That was fun. That was cool. I liked how they set him up as a heist crew at first. He was a heist crew, and then it just became a murder crew.
Yeah, who was that woman he was with?
Yeah, she just killed her.
Yeah, it's just nothing. There was nothing to that.
Sorry, no backstory.
Like they kissed each other once, right?
Yeah. I was excited to see their chemistry play out. They had more chemistry in 1 millisecond than Lupita Nyong'o and Chadwick
it was weird.
It was so strange. It's an imperfect film with a lot of fun elements, but it feels too little, too late. It feels like it's coming at the end.
If this was in phase 1, it would probably be a lot more effective.
Yeah, it would have blown people away.
Yeah, because like that was the time of Thor and the first Captain America movie.
Yeah.
And it's like, what is that?
This could have been a phase 2. Introduce Black Panther before Civil War.
Maybe, yeah. But I don't know, though, because the introduction, I think they did it perfectly in Civil War.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I think they did a really good job.
I liked him. He was really convincing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anything
6
else?
out of 10.
I gave it 3.5 out of 5.
3.5 out of 5? Oh, that's decent.
I mean, that's what I give to movies where I'm like, I enjoyed it. It wasn't great. I don't think I need to see it a bunch of times.
Yeah.
I gave Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle 3.5 stars because I had a lot of fun in that movie, and it did its job of entertaining me.
It's capable.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was not a bad movie. It was very capable.
I was entertained.
Yeah. Are you not entertained?
I was not entertained with some of the CGI, though. I was really disappointed with that stuff. That end fight was just like...
I wonder what the budget for this was. Like, 100...
I think it was a lot.
100 million?
Yeah, it was a lot of money.
It's crazy when the visual effects just aren't up to snuff.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder. It's like, what happened? Maybe Ryan Coogler is not a visual effects director. Maybe he doesn't do big spectacle.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because I mean, I haven't seen Creed, but I heard that there's one scene where it's like one take boxing match.
It's very good. Very good.
Why didn't we see something like that?
I know. It's
Like
so
I'm
upsetting.
saying, like that scene where all those people ran after him in the field. Excuse me. Had such potential to be an awesome choreographed fight.
Yeah. They
it
didn't
wasn't.
choreograph it very well.
It wasn't. There was only good choreograph I saw was when Spear Lady fought in the balcony of the club.
Yeah.
She did some awesome moves there until she jumped down, and it was really weird looking. I have to see it again.
Is it strange that they keep going back to South Korea in these movies? Like,
Yeah, that did feel weird. I was like,
strange?
"Oh, are we gonna like see a weird throwback to Ultron?" But like, no, it was just another part.
Was it Helen
Choi.
Helen Choi.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what's
Did she
happening.
die?
Oh no, she's still alive. Oh no, wait, she did die.
She was shot by Ultron, and then
Yeah.
she was like, she's taking the casket somewhere," and he's like, "We'll stop him."
And then she died.
And do you see her die?
I don't know. I think so. I'm pretty sure she's dead. She dead.
I think it's Helen Cho.
Helen Cho.
Yeah.
We didn't get a Helen Cho scene in that movie. She was more just around
To create the
the thing.
thing. That whole South Korea scene in Ultron's like
It's rough.
does nothing for that movie at all.
It's just like, I want an interesting character, and you're just giving me a character. And it's like, it's frustrating.
Anyway, we're gonna get it. We can't get into Ultron right now.
I know, we're bringing up memories.
Yeah.
Well, they're the ones that put South Korea in the movie.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I really liked that moment when Klaus showed up and just like walked up to that old lady and like kissed her on the face, and he was walked into the club.
Oh yeah, that was cute.
Like great stuff. I don't know. I was.
Oh, I was thinking about this. Do you think, this is just like a random thought in my brain, do you think that Andy Serkis and Lupita Nyong'o ever had any like training contact of like Andy Serkis being like, here's
probably.
we're both working on Star Wars
Yeah.
together. Here,
Let me show you a few tips on how to do the
motion
motion capture. Yeah.
I was curious about that. I was like, oh,
Probably. It makes sense. I mean, he usually is. He's very involved. I know he helped Benedict Cumberbatch with Smaug.
Smaug. He was also second unit.
That's true. He was second unit. Yeah.
Was it good that he was second unit on The Hobbit?
Did he do the good
I mean-
parts? I don't know.
Right? I'm excited because I'm a big Andy Serkis fan, so I like him branching out.
I like that I want him. I need him in a dramatic role.
Yeah.
That is no action movie, just like a real serious, intense role. I need him to be like
I know. I want that too. For him.
leading man. Give it to him. Come on. That isn't motion capture. I mean, his work as motion capture is fantastic, but
I want, or maybe motion capture with a new character. You know, something that's someone not as stoic as Caesar. Someone more.
yeah, that's my thing.
Who would that be?
Caesar for me is such a boring, angry character.
He's very.
He just has no emotion.
Yeah. What would a crazy motion capture character for Andy Serkis be? It's interesting to think about.
I don't know. I can't think of it right now.
The first one that comes to mind is Batman, probably the Clayface. It was the role of a lifetime.
He would be a good Batman villain. I don't know who he could play, but he could do a good job in any of them.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
He could just...
I was thinking Harvey Two-Face, but yeah, he could.
Ooh, yeah, that could work. He would probably have to be
He'd
English.
be a good Riddler too.
Oh,
If they really brought it and didn't do like the colorful, goofy Riddler and made him like kind of like if they Zack Snyder fied him, you know what I mean? As much as I hate Zack Snyder and the way he does things, but like grounded him.
Yeah.
Like Nolan versed him. Really make him realistic. He would be a good Riddler.
I was thinking about this the other day. I was
fully CGI motion capture.
Is Zack Snyder kind of a genius? In some ways, like, is there moments where he's a genius? Like, and I don't mean in like Justice League or anything like that. But I was thinking back to the days of like 300 and particularly the Watchmen adaptation, and I was like, is he smart, or does he make smart choices and we just don't get it? Or I don't know. Like, was he smart at one point and then they just said you can do whatever you want? Is he the new Tim Burton?
I don't know. God, Tim Burton.
I know. Because I didn't hate 300. It's his best film.
I hated 300. I don't like anything he's done. Honestly, to God, like I think his best movie, in my opinion, is Man of Steel. Mm-hmm. First and second act.
Oh, interesting.
Before he becomes Superman.
Oh my God! Do you know what I've been watching a lot? The Michael Shannon It's a Funny or Die video. It's the Michael Shannon reads the sorority letter.
Oh yeah, Michael
love
Shannon's
that.
amazing.
He's great.
He's such a
Yeah.
good actor, and watching interviews with him. He's so funny.
Yeah, I really.
He's
like
a terrifying man. I have nightmares of him, but he's
I want to see Shape of Water because I heard he's good.
he's fantastic. That movie's fantastic. Yeah, the movie.
I still haven't seen Three Billboards. I heard that one's
Also, a
amazing.
really good movie. Yeah, I was afraid of that movie because I was
It's the
afraid.
Psychopaths guy, right?
Yeah, I was afraid of that movie because I was like, this could be like one of those. I don't really like political statement movies,
Right,
and it
right.
could have been because the trailer made it seem that way, but it wasn't really. It had its moments, and I'm fine with that, but it wasn't over the top in your face,
Right.
which it could have been.
Like this is the moral of the film. Boom.
Yeah.
Without and the force of the moral not being articulated in the seed work
Right.
and argued.
Like-
That's why Civil War, even though it's not 100% moralist or even Winter Soldier, they articulate those conversations within the scene work.
Yeah,
So it
and
makes
it's like
sense.
I don't care what side you're on in any situation. I don't want anything pushed on any side. I just want to watch the movie and enjoy it, and I'm okay with things having deeper meaning if you want to look into it.
Yeah.
But I don't want it to be the sole focus because that's just boring to me. I
You're
want
more
to.
skeptic-
You want to. You want to
you're-
escape that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I feel you, dog.
Yeah.
Respect.
So Three Billboards had its moments, and I get it, and I was like, oh, okay.
I feel you.
But the overall story was this character, and
Right. That's the most important. Character is the most
yeah,
important.
exactly. That's all I'm trying to say.
I feel you.
That's just me, but whatever. Is there anything else with Black
I think we covered it. I think we
covered it,
ran
yeah.
the gamut. We cleared the board.
I just don't remember. Like, I feel like there's more to it, but I don't know if there is. Is that everything in the movie?
That's everything. Yeah, that's it. I know what you're trying to say. Oh yeah, that's it.
All right, so we've gone on for a bit. Do you have anything else you want to talk about real quick?
I want to kind of talk about Death Note a little bit. I want to
Okay.
talk about because I have not watched the Netflix show.
Okay.
I've only watched the anime. And
I have watched the Netflix show.
I've watched the Netflix show.
Movie.
I wanted to get your opinion. I wanted you to
All right,
pitch it to me a little bit.
When I was watching it, the whole time I thought, I bet the anime's better. No, because I was watching it, I was like,
Yeah.
what a cool character design for what's his name?
Oh, Ryuk.
Ryuk. He's
Yeah.
awesome.
I heard William Dafoe's great.
He's great. Yeah, he really is great. I hated the main character. Whoever played him, I hated how he played him.
Yeah.
But the premise was awesome. Ryuk was an awesome character. And I was thinking, I want to see this expanded and explored in a good way.
Yeah.
So the anime is probably better.
Yeah, you would love the anime. Actually,
Yeah.
it's really good. The anime is 37 episodes total, and there's kind of 2 arcs to it, without spoiling anything. And a lot of the fans feel that the first arc is stronger than the second arc.
I wonder how closely it follows to this movie, though. The movie version.
From what I've seen, it's very different. It's a whole different thing because
yeah.
it's a chess game between 2 people. It's a chess game between Light and L.
Yeah,
right?
Light in this movie was. No, L was. He's the
He's the detective.
detective.
Yeah.
I hated him in the movie version. He was
Yeah.
such an uncomfortable character. It felt like the actor didn't know what the character was. I'm not blaming him. I think he's a really good actor. Have you seen?
He's great in Atlanta.
He's really good in Short Term 12 with Brie Larson.
Oh, is he in that movie?
Yeah.
I really like that movie.
Yeah,
That
he's
movie.
he's the kid who's the 18-year-old, the older one, who's like, I want to shave my head.
Oh yes, yeah.
Great in that movie, fantastic. In this he was terrible. So it's not the actor's fault. I just think it was the way they wrote the character and the way they directed it.
That's the problem. That's the Adam Wingard movie. It's weird to say his last name's weird, but he directed 2 movies I liked: You're Next and The Guest, and then he did a movie nobody watched. It was the Blair Witch remake and it went bad, which was it hurt me so much because. They did a Cloverfield, right, where they released this teaser for a movie called The Woods that looked really scary, and I was like, whoa, I was really intimidated by this. I was like, this is gonna be a really crazy horror experience.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, by the way, it's the Blair Witch, and you're like, okay, whatever. And then it came out and wasn't good.
Yep.
So that was the beginning of the end. And then he gets Death Note, and I'm like, maybe he's gets a chance to get away from that and.
I gotta
missed
admit,
the dunk.
the movie, it started strong. I didn't like the main character because I don't like the main actor, but
Right.
when he first met Ryuk, that's his name, right?
Yeah.
That scene was really well done. And then when he first wrote someone's name and that whole murder scene was really cool. I was like, this is going to be awesome.
It's crazy how they use the Death Note in the anime. It's like he uses it in all these weird, cool ways.
It felt like then it went to a montage.
Oh, and people don't die violent deaths in the anime.
They don't.
They just all get heart attacks.
Okay.
And it's interesting to see how he uses that to, like, in the series.
Yeah.
It
So,
serves a purpose.
In the movie version, he kills one kid and he's like, "Wow, this is awesome, but I don't want it." Blah blah blah. And then he ends up using it for like the greater good.
Right. I'm gonna be the god of this world.
Yeah, and it becomes a montage, and it's like you're not. I don't know. Just didn't.
Yeah. It's strange.
It felt unused. It was like you could do so much with this, and they don't know how to.
The
do
anime
it.
is really strong.
Yeah.
Really strong.
Yeah, which is weird. Just do what they did in
Yeah.
live action. That's what people want to see. When you see a live action version of something,
You just want to see that.
just do it.
Yeah.
Like play it safe.
Play it safe. Play it safe.
You know what I mean? Weird. People are weird.
Fun to watch.
Yeah. All right, I think we're good.
All right. Do you want to do? Can we do opinions from the future?
Not really. I mean, we only talked about Black Panther and Death Note. We'll save it for next time.
Save it for next time. All right.
Okay. Thanks for listening
Oh, thank you.
today.
Thank
if
you.
you have. Thanks, Michael.
Thanks, Michael.
I know my brother's always. He enjoys these a lot.
Yeah, he's a cool cat.
Yeah, he's a cool cat. What a dude. What a bro.
He plays piano, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
How many instruments does he play?
Piano. Clarinet. Saxophone.
Oh
Trombone.
my god. He's like a
sings.
one-man jazz band. He sings?
Sometimes violin.
Oh, sometimes. But I want him to put that on his like business card.
Yeah,
Sometimes
I like that
violin.
one. All right, you can listen to us on SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube. Find us on Instagram.
See us on the street. Say hi.
See you on the street. You won't know what we look like. Ha 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 ha.
We fooled you again.
All right, we'll see you.
All right. Bye bye.